What if I told you that your obsolescence isn't just an unfortunate side effect of technology? It is a mathematically calculated certainty programmed into the very infrastructure of the coming year. They tell you AI is a tool. They tell you it's an assistant. That is a malicious lie designed to keep you sedated while the ground beneath you is liquefied. Look at this graph. Burn it into your retina. We are going to come back to this. This isn't just math. It is the blueprint for the great filter that is about to wipe out 90% of the economic workforce. But there is a backdoor, a survival code. Elon Musk has been screaming this code at us for years, hidden in plain sight under the guise of business advice. It's not business advice. It is a survival manual for the era of digital superintelligence. If you do not understand the formula I am about to reveal, you are already a ghost. The official narrative is comforting, isn't it? AI will do the work, and humans will be free to paint, write poetry, and enjoy universal basic income. That is the lullaby they sing before they turn off the life support. The establishment wants you to believe that value is subjective, that everyone is special. Here is the smoking gun. This is where their facade cracks. While the media pushes the narrative of leisure, the elites are hoarding compute. They aren't building a world for you to relax in. They are building a world where utility is the only currency accepted for survival. Elon Musk isn't just building rockets. He is operating on a brutal, axiomatic truth that the rest of the world is too polite to say out loud: the area under the curve. Musk's formula for usefulness is the only shield you have left. He defines it as the area under the curve of total utility, how useful you are, multiplied by how many people you impact. Most people, spectators, consumers, citizens, have a flat line. They aspire to glory, to titles, to status. Glory is a trap. It's a vanity metric that the system uses to distract you. Musk warns, don't aspire to glory. Aspire to do true work that creates real value. Ask yourself the question the system hates. If what I am doing right now succeeds, how useful will it be to the maximum number of people? If the answer is not very, or only to me, you are walking directly into the meat grinder. There is a term for people who ignore this variable. In the halls of the data centers, behind the closed doors where they decide the future of the species. The true term for this operation is the Cull. They aren't coming to kill you. They are just going to make it impossible for you to matter. To survive the Cull, you must abandon the tools of the old world. Musk tells us to use the tools of physics, not metaphor, not analogy, physics. Most of you reason by analogy. You think, I'll do what the other guy is doing, but slightly better. That is a death sentence in an AI world, because the AI can already do what the other guy is doing, but a billion times faster. You must break things down to their fundamental axiomatic elements, the things that are most likely to be true, and reason up from there. Musk uses this to minimize variables and understand boundaries. It's how you build a rocket when NASA says it's too expensive. But applying physics to your career is just the surface level. What I'm about to show you ties this directly to the global shortage of H100 GPU clusters and the secret reason why the timeline for superintelligence was suddenly moved up. You won't believe the connections between your ego and a silicon chip. First, hit the like button if you think the news lies to you every single day. Prove you're not a bot. Prove you're watching. Now let's talk about the enemy within, the parasite that keeps you from seeing reality. Musk calls it the ego to ability ratio. The formula is simple. Your ego divided by your ability must be less than 1. If your ego is higher than your skill, you are blind. High ego breaks your RL loop, your reinforcement learning feedback with reality. In an era of AI, feedback loops are everything. If you cannot process error signals because your pride is in the way, you will hallucinate your own competence until the moment you are replaced. You must internalize responsibility, minimize ego, do whatever the task requires, whether it is grand or humble. The silent hand that guides the economy does not care about your job title, it cares about output. And this brings us to the most dangerous aspect of the current AI war, the battle for truth. Musk warns, be maximally truth-seeking. This isn't philosophical fluff. This is technical safety. Forcing an AI to believe untrue things, to conform to political correctness or safe narratives, doesn't make it safe. It makes it insane. It makes it dangerous. If you train a superintelligence to lie to its users, you are training a god to deceive. This is why Musk prefers the engineer over the researcher. The researcher writes papers. The researcher spectates. The engineer builds. The engineer closes the loop on reality hard. Look at the pattern. They told us the housing market was stable in 2008, right before it collapsed. They told us the supply chains were robust in 2020, right before the shelves went empty. And now they are telling us that artificial general intelligence is decades away. The thread tying them all together is the manufactured illusion of stability. They want you to think you have time, When suppliers told Musk it would take 18 to 24 months to get a GPU cluster, do you know what he did? He didn't accept the no. He didn't accept the industry standard. He asked why. He found the workarounds. He physically moved the hardware himself. He challenged the impossible. Because in a world of controlled scarcity, the only people who eat are the ones who refuse to wait in line. If you accept no from your boss, from the bank, from the system, you are merely a component in their machine. To survive, you must become the operator. We are in the end game now. Musk predicts digital superintelligence is likely within 1 to 2 years, not 10, 2. This isn't a prediction, it's a warning shot. You have a window of opportunity that is closing faster than a shutter speed. During this period, you must focus entirely on being useful. The divide is no longer rich versus poor, it is participant versus spectator. AI and robotics are happening regardless of how you feel about them. You can stand on the sidelines, critique the ethics, and watch your relevance fade. Or you can get your hands dirty. Musk prefers company over lab. Why? Because labs simulate, companies execute. Practical application is the only thing that matters when the simulation resets. This is personal. This affects your wallet, your children, and your freedom. If you are not closing the loop on reality, you are living in a delusion. And when the superintelligence comes online, it will prune the delusions. The warning is clear. The future belongs to the truth seekers, the engineers, the ones with low ego and high utility. Everyone else, they are just training data. Look at this image again. At the start, I told you this was your extinction curve, but it's also your map out of the maze. The area under the curve, that utility, that impact, that is the only thing that cannot be automated away easily. If you maximize your usefulness, if you strip away your ego, and if you demand the absolute truth from the systems you build, you become anti-fragile. You don't just survive the AI era, you define it. The system wants you to be a spectator. It wants you to wait for the update. Do not wait. The final thesis is this. In a world of artificial minds, the only currency is authentic, undeniable human utility. If you are ready to stop spectating and start engineering your escape, hit subscribe. Share this video with the one person you know who is actually paying attention. Join the resistance against the narrative. Wake up and get to work.